What a wonderful world we're living in, eh? But I do see a lot of good things happening over the world. A lot of things that are showing you that people are fighting back against the system in a decent way, not through going hammer and tongs at each other, but showing how much strength the actual people have. So, well done. Well done, people. I just wanted to say that this world can get frightening. It is a challenge to be in the world at the moment. I mean, you can look around you and everything seems at peace. Then you look on the news and you think, oh my goodness, is that really happening? It's a disgrace, some of the things that are happening. All the lies are being told by people who are supposed to be in a position of respect. And it's showing you that people all over the world are good. It's showing you that they have got power and they put their minds to it and they gather together. And this is why we are being divided, because we're being told, you haven't got any power. We're in charge, not you. But I do see, over the past few weeks, I think, I've seen a dimming of the light. I don't know if you've noticed that. I noticed on a visit to Oxford recently that it was quite, I don't know, it wasn't the type of day. It was a sunshiny day. It was no rain, no fog, no clouds in the sky or anything like that. And it was quite a nice day. But I went to Oxford and I just noticed that it wasn't as sparkly as it used to be. You get that vision of Oxford that's in dreaming spires, and even in the fog and the morning mist, it's beautiful. But on this visit to Oxford, it was rather depressing, dismal and dark. And I remember it back from when I used to live there in the 80s, in the late 80s. I used to walk around Oxford and it was absolutely lovely. Everything was beautiful. All the people were kind. The light, I have noticed, I don't know what it is. Maybe it just used to have a sparkle about it. But nowadays that sparkle's gone. And I do notice that everywhere I go of late. And I have travelled this country quite a lot. In my lifetime, I think I've been to every county, lived in nearly every county on the outskirts of England anyway, and up in the north-east coast of Scotland as well. And yeah, I have noticed a difference from when I was in my late 20s to now in my early 60s. And it's sad, because you go there and you don't feel inspired anymore. You don't feel that joy, that elation. Maybe it's just something that, I don't know, maybe it's just my age. Maybe it's just something that you have to get used to over the years and things. Maybe it's my eyes. But I do feel as though things have changed and not for the better. And I do think in my heart of hearts that it's because we've forgotten God. But I won't dwell on that, because that's up to you to find that. And if God grants you the grace, he will open the door for you and shine the light on you. But right now, I see things all over the world, and I see how people are having to stand up for what they believe in. Otherwise, they just get trampled on. And although I hated the fact that pandemic happened, it did show an awful lot of people what was going on with our politics and who was actually in charge. And recently, a video from one of our ex-politicians, he actually showed you and told you who was in charge. It's not right. Money should be taken out of politics and out of military. Any kind of war that's involving people's lives being put on the line, they should follow the recommendations of General Smedley Butler. Just listen to the tapes that I put out. And especially the last one, because he gives recommendations for how to not get involved in wars anymore. And that's what I can't understand. I can understand from a military point of view why people went to war in medieval times. You know, you had Vikings invading, you had the Romans coming over and pulverising everything. So you had to have a defence force. You had to have a group of people who were prepared to meet another group of people in the middle of a battlefield, either just hack each other to pieces, and however many men were left, that's the side that won. That was awful way of dealing with things. Why can't people talk to one another? You know, and trade. Why can't you trade with one another instead of hurting each other? But nowadays, I think it's just fruitless. It's ridiculous. It's a stupid notion. Putting young men on a line somewhere in a country, maybe in a field or in a town or in a city, and just being shot at. That's what it seems like to me. When I see those, I don't agree with anything that's happening with Ukraine and Russia, and I'm not siding with any of them. I'm sitting on the fence. Probably in some people's eyes I'm being a Karen. But when I think of all the young men that are dying, apparently 4,000 a day are dying, where comes the point where the leader of that country or either country can say, okay, it's time to stop now. We're not winning this. Why can't you just sit around a table? How does it mean? How I can't get the words out of my head, but I'm seeing the images and the pictures as it's unfolding in my mind. Why does it take a person like Mr. Trump? I think he's the best of the bad options available, because he's just part of the club too. And we're never going to fix this until we organise that club in a way that's beneficial to mankind, put it that way, rather than to an elite few. Elitist few, I should say, not elite. If it takes the words of one man to say, end the war, because it's barbaric and it's stupid and we can talk about this, then why can't they do that to start with? Instead of losing all these young men's lives, and women, I guess, but we're not hearing so much about that, are we? It just seems pointless to me that you're chucking young men, lining them all up really to be bullet collectors, bomb fodder. That's what it is. That's all it is. It's a waste of life. I don't know. They have this plan in place whereby they don't want to increase the population. In fact, they want to decimate the population of the planet. Okay, so I say you first. You come to that decision. Get and do your own thing. And I certainly don't agree with this assisted dying thing, because it is open to abuse. The idea of it is good because you have the choice to end your life rather than, say, committing suicide. And I do say it's committing suicide, because you are committing your thoughts, your mind, your idea, your emotions to that purpose. And then that purpose is to suicide your life, end your life. So it is committing suicide, regardless of how they wrap it up in whatever bow they want to wrap it up in. And my job has always been to prevent that from happening, to give people hope, to give people some kind of willingness to see life through, to use their life for a good purpose. And I've seen so many videos of young men that have decided not to do it and found the wonderful life that they've led after it, after not making that decision. and what they would have missed out on had they done it. But this assisted suicide, doctors are not always right. They're not always correct in their prescription. They've shown that over the years, haven't they? The thing is, if your mind is so powerful that if you were told by a man in a white coat or a woman in a white coat who you look upon as a god, oh, he's wonderful, I'm in awe of him or her, and whatever they say is important because they know what they're doing, they've had all this training. Yeah, they've had all this training in drugs, not how to heal. For a start, they only have about a week's training of bloody nutrition in the whole 7 years that they train to be a doctor. And it's sad. They have to do it themselves if they want to think outside the box on that aspect. But if somebody in a white coat comes up to you and says, you've only got 6 months to live, by our estimation, they're not always right. And my dad is proof of that, or was proof of that. He was told he had an average about 5 years to live. How can you tell if a person's got 5 years to live? You don't know the degradation of that body or that mind, those emotions. He sat there and said to the doctor, well, that's the way it goes. And the doctor, Dad said, was shocked by his attitude. But it was that attitude, live and let live, let it all go, that kept him alive for 18 years. Not 5, 18. So from that point of view, I have got a real life example of how a doctor can be wrong. And cancer, it is something that can be healed. While I was living in Germany, I found quite a few clinics over there that used to inject directly into the tumour vitamin C, and that killed it. They've also found a lot of light therapy that heals cancer as well, helps your immune system. If you keep your immune system up to date, wonderfully well and working through the proper nutrition, greens, then you help your body heal from that sort of thing. And cancer is an inflammation. Something has bashed you, something has hurt you internally, emotionally. All of your body systems are connected to one another, just like the Chinese have got it right. Have you ever been and had an acupuncture therapy session? I did. I went to a proper old Chinese man and it was wonderful. It wasn't to start with. First of all, he looked at my tongue and said, oh, yes. He didn't know how to speak English, so he had an interpreter. And I lay on his table for 20 minutes. He stuck all these pins all over me. And the one that was really sore was the one between my big toe and my next toe down on my right leg. That whole 20 minutes I couldn't relax because it hurt. It wasn't painful, it just ached. And after the 20 minutes I went back to him, we did all his paperwork, and then I said I don't feel any different. And he said, oh, wait, half hour, like that. So I thought, all right. I was walking around one of the shops, the superstore, and I remember getting to the end of the aisle and just having to lean up against the aisle and put my basket down because I felt as though I was melting. Literally. In a good way. Because I felt all the tension and anxiousness inside of me release. And my body just felt so relaxed. And I could not believe it. I thought, now I know it's taken effect. It was absolutely wonderful. Better than an orgasm, actually. And that takes some beating. But It was wonderful. And that's the way I feel when I pray. I know it's odd, but if you connect with your heart, you connect these thoughts and these, these words that are going on inside your head with your heart, and you put your heart and soul into that prayer, and you really mean it, that's when it has an effect on you. And I get it now. I understand that if you've got any problems whatsoever, you just let go. Let go. There's no point in the worrying. There's no point in being anxious about something. That's not going to change the situation. What will change the situation is if you have this attitude, like my dad did, of what will be, will be. Que sera, sera. C'est la vie. It's all about just giving it to God. And you give it to God by saying, I let go of this and I give it to you, thanks. And then don't think about the past. Past is relevant and helpful if you remember things that are going to improve your life or help keep you from danger. But it's not going to help you if you just think about a scenario that might happen, that might not. Just try it. See how you feel. Just in this moment, just take a nice deep breath. And then let go very slowly. And let go. Just think right in this very moment, right now. Let go. Relax the muscles in your face. Think of the tension around your forehead. Think of the tension around your eyes. Just let your eyes go. Relax those muscles. Just relax them. Okay, let go. What's happening? Nothing. No, I don't know where you are right now. You might be in a noisy place, in a cafe, or maybe your wife or your husband or your kids are screaming around in the background. You can't shut them up. But if you feel that tension because of that noise or whatever's happening around you, let it go. Just like I saw a video of a lady who tried to stop a dog barking just by thinking. The dog was in, I think, the next garden along behind some hedges, so she couldn't see it. But she stilled her mind. She let go of all these thoughts, all these, why doesn't that dog shut up? That sort of thing. Instead of thinking those thoughts, she just thought nothing and visualised the dog just sleeping comfortably in a nice warm bed. And she let go of the tension and it shut up. It stopped barking. Whether it just run its course or not, I don't know, but it was remarkable. So, when I think of assisted dying, and I think that people are being encouraged to end their lives because they're in pain, they have no hope, they've been told they've only got 6 months to live. And I think of all these options that are available for these people that will help them live with hope, live with meaning and purpose in their life, give them better bodies through the food they ingest and the fluids they drink. I mean, right now, mankind has got no hope if you don't become aware of what's available for you. If you just think of this, if you're sitting there watching your telly, munching away on a McDonald's burger and crisps and ice cream and chocolate and that sort of stuff, then all of that has got poisons in it. You've seen the videos where people have had a McDonald's burger for over 11 years and there's no mould on it. you know what they're doing to the cows now with their milk. That's ice cream. That's chocolate. You know the way people are encouraged to spray their crops in order to get rid of the bugs. But those poisons that kill the bugs also hurt you too. And all these sugars in your diet, in breakfast cereals that are supposed to be healthy for you. They've just given a list of all these healthy things to eat and not to eat. The unhealthy things not to eat. And included in that not to eat pile is porridge. There's nothing more healthy than porridge oats if it's organic and if they are steel cut porridge oats. I still do think the best way out of this system is to grow your own, just like our grandfathers used to do. Then you know where it comes from. Anybody can grow a bunch of carrots. You can even just cut the end off and put it in a saucer and it'll grow. Same with an onion and a leek. They'll grow. You see them growing in the fridge. Just slice the top off and put it in a bowl of water or a saucer of water and watch it grow. And then just plant it in a nice pot. If you haven't got a garden outside and you're living in a flat, put it in a pot on the windowsill. You can do the same with potatoes as well. And I think about the corn laws that stopped all the people from eating in Ireland in the 1800s. They had a potato famine and they were shipping out corn that could have been feeding the nation, but they were living on a diet of potatoes all the time. And when the potatoes failed, because there was too much rain, so they were rotting in the ground, they could have been having the corn. But because the Parliament wouldn't stop the corn laws that were put in place at that time, and all the rich people were trying to get all their money in through that. Money, it's all the time, isn't it? I think if you want to learn a little bit about the corn laws and the potato famine, watch that series, Victoria. It's on Netflix at the moment. It shows a little bit of that. It shows a hint of that anyway. Anyway, I just wanted to add a little video on the end here of my song that I wrote. So tell me what you think and let me know if you like the video, because I just pieced it all together. And I like the song because it touches my heart. Let me know if you like it, and then I'll start creating some more when I get the time. Because at the moment, counselling jobs have gone down, and that's across the board, because I have found that when I attend these peer group meetings, lots of other counsellors are having the same problem. Plenty of stuff online that people can watch to learn from. So people like myself are losing money to survive. So you're going to have to think outside the box and do other things. So what I've been doing is Amazon deliveries. And that was a challenge. They make it all very easy, and the people are all very, very nice, kind, helpful, and contrary to what people actually have been led to believe about Amazon, I found it to be the complete opposite. And it's really very good. But the thing is, I did have a problem with one of my trips. And I got stuck on somebody's drive trying to take a left turn down this bank, and I got stuck and I had to get the AA out, so that made me an hour and a half late. And then Amazon called me back and said, "You're late for all these deliveries, you'll have to come back." So I thought, oh great, no, I wanted to do it, but they paid me anyway. I was really surprised at that. I did 2 deliveries and I had 9 more to do. Oh, so sad. So if you didn't get your parcel that night, it might have been because of me. Sorry. They had to give it to somebody else to do it the following day, I think. And please, if you do have any problems with people turning up on time, just bear in mind that the drivers do have a difficult job, especially when they're stuck in traffic jams or they can't find you. But the Amazon Maps app is quite good. It almost takes you to the destination. But the thing is, bear in mind that they do have difficulties getting to you, and I had problems that night and I was really desperate. I said sorry to the next person that I was supposed to be delivering to. I sent them a little voice message, apologised for it. I wanted to do the rest of the list, but the app wouldn't let me. Anyway, yeah, what else has been happening? As you can see, I'm still in the big van and I've been driving around in the little white van. I don't think I can sell this. This is my home, isn't it? Everyone keeps telling me to sell the little white van, but then I've got this quandary now. I can't go delivering Amazon parcels in this. I can't do it. I could, it's just parking. That's the problem. I found a load of massive mansions have all this ground all around them, but the drive up to their house is so narrow and there's nowhere to turn around. I don't understand that. Why don't they, when they're building the house, make a kind of like a big circle thing where you can turn around the bloody car, van, whatever it is? I mean, how do they get my removal lorries in there? It's just no thought, is there? And it's all single track roads as well, up to the house. It's ridiculous. Oh, and I was reversing out of one drive because it was a single track road. And on the corner, as I was reversing around to the left, on that corner, they had all these big stone boulders. And I thought, way to make things difficult for people. It's just, it doesn't help when you want deliveries made. Make a gate, or, you know, put your box on the end of the gate. Oh, anyway. These little things. Oh. It's enjoyable though, because you get to see areas that you wouldn't have seen before. And you meet people that you would never have met before. It's really quite good. But anyway, I digress. I'd like you to listen to this song, and if you can bear it, and then tell me what you think of it. Even if you don't like it, just be kind and just say, no, it's not my cup of tea. Okay, I'm so going to say goodbye then, and hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.
Sets slow behind the hill, and the world stands still in a golden thrill. But in this quiet I feel a tug, yearning for the warmth of your soft sweet hug. We'd sit on this porch, just you and me, talking about dreams and what we might be. Now it's just me and these lonesome winds, whistling through the trees where love begins. Oh, this old heart aches at sundown, dreaming of a love that can't be found. In every shadow I see your face, longing for the warmth of your embrace. Days are long, nights cut deep, memories rise and I can't sleep. This empty house holds your laughter's ghost. In every room I miss you the most. I keep your picture by my bed, where you once laid your pretty head. Oh, how I pray you'd come back home, tired of facing this world alone. Oh, this old heart aches at sundown, dreaming of a love that can't be found. In every shadow I see your face, longing for the warmth of your embrace. Oh, this old heart aches at sundown, dreaming of a love that can't be found. In every shadow I see your face, longing for the warmth of your embrace.